In the vast reaches of the galaxy, the Zorgan Empire reigned supreme. For millennia, they had expanded their dominion across countless star systems, their advanced technology and powerful military ensuring their unquestioned authority. From their grand capital world of Zorgania Prime, the Zorgan High Council oversaw the Empire's relentless march of progress and conquest. On the bridge of the Zorgan flagship, the Imperator's Fury, Commander Zorak stood tall and proud. His reptilian scales gleamed under the ship's artificial lighting, a testament to his elite breeding and superior genetic lineage. As one of the Empire's most decorated officers, Zorak had led countless successful campaigns against rival alien races, cementing the Zorgans' dominance in the galactic theater. But today, an anomaly had caught Zorak's attention. At the edge of Zorgan-controlled space, long-range sensors had detected an unknown vessel, unlike any ship in the Empire's extensive database. Its design was alien, a sleek and streamlined craft that seemed to defy the Zorgan's angular and imposing aesthetic. Zorak's slit-pupiled eyes narrowed as he studied the holographic display, his forked tongue flicking out in contemplation. "Ensign Xyloth," Zorak hissed, his voice a rasping whisper that demanded immediate obedience. "What do our scans reveal about this intruder?" The young Zorgan officer hurried to his commander's side, his clawed fingers dancing across the control panel. "Sir, the vessel's energy signatures are off the charts. Its power output rivals that of our most advanced warships, yet its size is a mere fraction of our own. We've never encountered technology like this before." Zorak's scaled brow furrowed in concern. The Zorgan Empire prided itself on its technological supremacy, the result of centuries of relentless research and conquest. The idea that an unknown species could possess such advanced capabilities was both intriguing and unsettling. "Have they made any attempts to communicate?" Zorak inquired, his mind already racing with possibilities. "Negative, sir," Xyloth replied, his eyes fixed on the readouts. "The ship maintains a steady course just beyond our border, as if, waiting for something." Zorak's tail twitched in agitation. The Zorgans did not take kindly to trespassers in their domain, and this mysterious vessel's presence was an affront to their authority. Yet, he could not shake the feeling that this encounter held a greater significance, a potential turning point in the Empire's history. "Helm, set a course to intercept," Zorak commanded, his voice ringing through the bridge. "Tactical, charge weapons and raise shields. We will show these intruders the might of the Zorgan Empire." As the Imperator's Fury surged forward, its powerful engines propelling it towards the unknown, Zorak felt a mix of anticipation and unease. The Zorgans had faced many challenges in their long history, but something about this strange ship hinted at a greater destiny, a cosmic dance that would forever alter the balance of power in the galaxy. Little did Zorak know that the vessel he approached was no mere alien ship, but the vanguard of a species with a legacy as ancient and powerful as the stars themselves. The humans had arrived, and the Zorgan Empire was about to learn the true meaning of resilience, ingenuity, and the indomitable spirit that had carried humanity to the far reaches of the cosmos. As the distance between the two ships closed, the fate of two civilizations hung in the balance, a meeting of worlds that would echo through the ages. The Zorgan Empire, proud and unyielding, was about to face its greatest challenge, and the humans, with their mysterious past and unrivaled technology, held the key to the galaxy's future. Here is part 2 of the story. Part 2, First Contact. As the Imperator's Fury drew closer to the unknown vessel, the tension on the bridge grew palpable. Commander Zorak stood rigidly at the helm, his eyes fixed on the viewscreen as the alien ship grew larger with each passing moment. The sleek, silver craft seemed to shimmer against the backdrop of stars, its hull reflecting the light of distant suns in a mesmerizing display of advanced technology. "Incoming transmission, sir," Ensign Xyloth reported, his voice tinged with a mix of excitement and apprehension. "The alien vessel is hailing us." Zorak's heart raced beneath his scaled chest. This was the moment of truth, the first contact between the Zorgan Empire and an unknown species. He straightened his uniform, the golden insignia of his rank glinting under the bridge's lights. On screen, he commanded, his voice steady and authoritative. The viewscreen flickered to life, and the image of the alien ship was replaced by the face of a human woman. Her features were soft and rounded, a stark contrast to the angular and reptilian visage of the Zorgans. Her eyes, a deep shade of blue, seemed to hold a wisdom and strength that belied her youthful appearance. Her hair, a rich auburn, was pulled back in a neat bun, and she wore a crisp, dark uniform adorned with unfamiliar insignia. "Greetings, Commander Zorak of the Zorgan Empire," the woman spoke, her voice clear and confident. "I am Captain Natalia Ivanova of the United Earth ship Indomitable. We come in peace, seeking to establish diplomatic relations with your people." Zorak's eyes widened in surprise. He had expected a show of force, a demand for surrender, or perhaps an attempt at subterfuge. But this human captain spoke with a directness and sincerity that caught him off guard. He quickly composed himself, his scales rippling as he drew himself up to his full height. "Captain Ivanova," Zorak replied, his voice a measured rasp. "Your presence in Zorgan space is unexpected and unauthorized. What is the purpose of your visit, and why should we trust the intentions of a species we have never encountered before?" Ivanova's expression remained calm and unwavering. "Commander Zorak, I understand your concerns. The United Earth Federation has long been aware of the Zorgan Empire's presence in this sector of the galaxy. We have observed your civilization from afar, marveling at your technological advancements and impressed by your military prowess." Zorak's forked tongue flicked out in surprise. The humans had been watching them? For how long, and with what purpose? He leaned forward, his clawed fingers gripping the edge of the console. "And yet, you chose to remain hidden, to conceal your own capabilities. Why reveal yourselves now?" Ivanova's eyes held a glimmer of something Zorak couldn't quite decipher, a mixture of sorrow and determination. "The universe is a vast and dangerous place, Commander. Humanity has endured its share of conflicts and challenges, both from within and without. We have learned the hard way that isolation and secrecy can only protect us for so long. It is time for us to step out of the shadows and forge new alliances, to face the threats that loom on the horizon together." Zorak's mind raced with the implications of Ivanova's words. The Zorgan Empire had always prided itself on its self-sufficiency, its ability to conquer and dominate without the need for allies. But the captain's cryptic warning of looming threats piqued his curiosity and stirred a sense of unease in his heart. "And what threats do you speak of, Captain?" Zorak probed, his voice laced with a mix of skepticism and genuine interest. Ivanova's expression grew somber, her blue eyes darkening with a weight of knowledge. "There are forces in this galaxy, Commander, that seek to extinguish the light of civilization, to plunge us all into an eternal darkness. The United Earth Federation has stood against these threats for generations, but we cannot face them alone. The Zorgan Empire's strength and resources could be invaluable in the battles to come." Zorak leaned back in his chair, his mind reeling with the implications of Ivanova's revelation. The Zorgan Empire had faced its share of enemies, but the scale and urgency of the human captain's words hinted at a danger beyond anything they had ever encountered. "Your words are intriguing, Captain Ivanova," Zorak said, his voice measured and thoughtful. "But the Zorgan Empire does not easily trust outsiders, nor do we rush into alliances without careful consideration. If what you say is true, we will need more than mere words to convince us of the sincerity of your intentions." Ivanova nodded, her expression one of understanding. "Of course, Commander. Trust must be earned, and the United Earth Federation is prepared to demonstrate our commitment to a peaceful and mutually beneficial relationship with the Zorgan Empire. With your permission, I would like to invite you and a delegation of your choosing aboard the Indomitable, to tour our ship and engage in further discussions about the challenges we face and the potential for cooperation between our peoples." Zorak hesitated, weighing the risks and benefits of accepting the human captain's invitation. To board an alien vessel was a leap of faith, a step into the unknown that could either lead to a new era of prosperity or a catastrophic misunderstanding. Yet, the sincerity in Ivanova's eyes and the urgency of her words compelled him to consider the possibility that the humans held the key to the Zorgan Empire's future. "Very well, Captain Ivanova," Zorak said, his voice firm and resolute. "I accept your invitation, but know that the Zorgan Empire will not hesitate to defend itself if this proves to be a deception. We will come armed and prepared, and we expect full transparency and cooperation from your crew." Ivanova's lips curved into a small smile, a gesture that seemed to hold both relief and determination. "Understood, Commander. We have nothing to hide, and everything to gain from a partnership built on trust and mutual respect. The Indomitable will await your arrival, and I look forward to welcoming you aboard." As the transmission ended and the viewscreen returned to the image of the sleek human ship, Zorak felt a weight of responsibility settle upon his shoulders. The fate of the Zorgan Empire, and perhaps the entire galaxy, hinged on the outcome of this first contact. He would need to choose his delegation carefully, to navigate the delicate dance of diplomacy and warfare that lay ahead. But for now, there was a glimmer of hope, a chance that the humans might prove to be the allies the Zorgan Empire needed to face the darkness that threatened to engulf them all. And as the Imperator's fury moved to dock with the Indomitable, Zorak steeled himself for the challenges and revelations that awaited him in the heart of the human ship. As Commander Zorak and his carefully selected delegation stepped aboard the USS Indomitable, they were greeted by a sight that challenged their preconceptions of human technology. The interior of the ship was a marvel of sleek, efficient design, with curved walls and pulsing lines of light that seemed to guide their way through the corridors. The air hummed with the subtle vibrations of advanced engines, and the Zorgans couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at the sophisticated machinery that surrounded them. Captain Natalia Ivanova stood at the airlock, flanked by her senior officers, a warm smile on her face as she extended her hand in greeting. "Welcome aboard the Indomitable, Commander Zorak. It's an honor to have you and your delegation as our guests." Zorak hesitated for a moment, his reptilian instincts warring with the dictates of diplomacy. But as he looked into Ivanova's eyes, he saw a sincerity and openness that compelled him to reach out and grasp her hand in a firm shake. "Thank you, Captain. The Zorgan Empire appreciates your hospitality, and we come with open minds and a desire for understanding." As the two leaders exchanged pleasantries, the Zorgan delegation was led on a tour of the Indomitable's key facilities. They marveled at the ship's advanced medical bay, where human doctors used cutting-edge technology to heal wounds and cure diseases that had long plagued their own people. They witnessed the efficiency of the ship's engineering section, where human scientists worked tirelessly to refine the Indomitable's already impressive capabilities. But it was in the ship's command center that the true extent of human ingenuity became apparent. The Zorgans stood in awe before a vast holographic display, which showed a real-time map of the galaxy, with countless star systems and civilizations represented in stunning detail. Ivanova stepped forward, her expression growing serious as she gestured to a pulsing red region on the map. "Commander Zorak, this is the reason we have sought you out," she said, her voice heavy with urgency. "Our long-range sensors have detected a massive alien fleet approaching from the uncharted regions beyond the galactic rim. Their technology is unlike anything we have ever encountered, and their numbers are vast. We believe they pose an existential threat to all civilized life in the galaxy." Zorak's eyes widened as he studied the display, his mind racing with the implications of Ivanova's words. The Zorgan Empire had faced many enemies in its long history, but never on this scale. He turned to the captain, his voice low and serious. "What do you propose, Captain Ivanova? How can the Zorgan Empire and the United Earth Federation stand against such a foe?" Ivanova's expression was one of grim determination. "We must unite our forces, Commander. The Indomitable and her sister ships are powerful, but we cannot face this threat alone. The Zorgan Empire's military might, combined with our advanced technology, could give us a fighting chance. But we must act quickly, before the enemy fleet reaches our borders." Zorak nodded, his mind already calculating the logistics of such an alliance. The Zorgan Empire was not accustomed to relying on others, but the scale of the threat left them little choice. The Zorgan High Council must be informed of this development, he said, his voice firm and resolute. But I believe they will see the wisdom in your proposal, Captain. The survival of our civilization, and the galaxy as a whole, depends on our ability to work together. Ivanova smiled, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. I am glad to hear that, Commander. The United Earth Federation stands ready to assist in any way we can. Our scientists and engineers are already working on new weapons and defensive technologies that could give us an edge against the enemy. With your help, we can create a force that will be unmatched in the galaxy. As the two leaders continued their discussions, outlining the details of their alliance and the strategies they would employ against the looming threat, a sense of purpose and unity began to take hold among the Zorgan delegation. They had come aboard the Indomitable as skeptics, wary of human intentions and capabilities. But now, faced with a common enemy in the prospect of a brighter future, they saw the humans in a new light, as allies, and perhaps even friends. In the days that followed, the Zorgan Empire and the United Earth Federation worked tirelessly to prepare for the coming battle. Fleets were mobilized, weapons were readied, and the Indomitable and her sister ships took their place at the vanguard of the Allied forces. The galaxy held its breath as the two civilizations, once separated by vast distances and cultural differences, stood shoulder to shoulder against the darkness that threatened to engulf them all. And as the enemy fleet drew ever closer, Commander Zorak and Captain Ivanova stood on the bridge of the Indomitable, their eyes fixed on the stars that held the fate of the galaxy in their celestial dance. They knew that the battle ahead would be the greatest test of their lives, a crucible that would forge the future of their peoples and the countless worlds that depended on them. But they also knew that they were not alone. The strength of the Zorgan Empire and the ingenuity of the United Earth Federation had brought them together, and together they would face the challenges ahead. For in the vastness of space, it was the bonds of friendship and the power of unity that would light the way to victory, and to a future where all beings could live in peace and harmony among the stars. The allied forces of the Zorgan Empire and the United Earth Federation hung in the void of space, a glittering array of ships and weapons poised for the greatest battle in galactic history. At the heart of the formation, the USS Indomitable gleamed like a silver arrow, its sleek lines and powerful engines a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the human race. On the bridge of the Indomitable, Commander Zorak and Captain Natalia Ivanova stood side by side, their eyes fixed on the holographic display that showed the approaching enemy fleet. The alien ships were vast and menacing, their hulls bristling with weapons that seemed to defy the laws of physics. Their numbers stretched across the void like a plague of locusts, a swarm that threatened to devour everything in its path. "They're coming," Ivanova said, her voice tight with controlled urgency. "All ships, prepare to engage. Remember your training, and trust in each other. Today, we fight not just for our own survival, but for the future of the galaxy itself." Zorak nodded, his reptilian features set in a grim mask of determination. He had seen countless battles in his long career, but never on this scale. The fate of the Zorgan Empire, and of all civilized life, rested on the outcome of this engagement. "The Zorgan fleet stands ready, Captain," he said, his voice a low rumble of resolve. "We will fight with honor and courage, and we will not fail." As the enemy fleet drew closer, the Allied ships moved into formation, their weapon systems coming online with a hum of power. The Indomitable and her sister ships took the lead, their advanced shields and weaponry a bulwark against the alien onslaught. And then, with a flash of light and a roar of engines, the battle began. The alien ships opened fire, their weapons tearing through the void with a fury that seemed to rend the very fabric of space. The Allied ships responded in kind, their own weapons blazing with the fire of 1,000 suns. Shields flared and buckled under the onslaught, and hulls shattered like glass as the two fleets clashed in a maelstrom of destruction. At the center of the chaos, the Indomitable danced like a silver ghost, its movements fluid and graceful as it wove through the enemy fire. Ivanova and Zorak worked in perfect unison, their commands and strategies flowing seamlessly as they guided their ship and their fleet through the storm. "Concentrate fire on the lead ship," Ivanova shouted, her voice ringing with authority over the din of battle. "Zorak, bring your fleet around to flank them from the right. We'll hit them with everything we've got." Zorak grunted in acknowledgement, his clawed fingers flying over the console as he relayed the orders to his own ships. The Zorgan fleet moved with the precision of a well-oiled machine, their weapons and shields working in harmony as they pressed the attack. For hours, the battle raged, the two fleets locked in a deadly dance of fire and fury. Ships exploded in bursts of light and debris, their crews consigned to the cold embrace of the void. But even as the losses mounted, the Allied forces fought on, their determination and unity a beacon of hope in the darkness. And then, with a final, desperate push, the tide began to turn. The Indomitable and her sister ships unleashed a barrage of advanced weapons, their beams and missiles tearing through the enemy fleet like a scythe through wheat. The Zorgan ships pressed the advantage, their own weapons adding to the onslaught until the alien armada began to falter and break. "We've got them on the run," Ivanova exulted, her face alight with the thrill of victory. "All ships, press the attack. Let's finish this." And with a final, devastating salvo, the Allied forces broke through the enemy lines, their ships surging forward like a tidal wave of steel and fire. The alien fleet shattered and fled, their once mighty ships reduced to broken husks and debris. On the bridge of the Indomitable, Zorak and Ivanova stood in silence, their eyes locked on the holographic display as the last of the enemy ships vanished into the void. They had done it. Against all odds, they had emerged victorious, their alliance and their determination proving stronger than the darkness that had threatened to engulf them all. But even as the cheers of their crews rang out across the void, Zorak and Ivanova knew that this was only the beginning. The galaxy was a vast and dangerous place, and there would be other threats, other challenges to face in the days and years to come. But for now, they could savor the sweet taste of victory, and the knowledge that they had forged a bond that would endure through the ages. The Zorgan Empire and the United Earth Federation, once strangers in the cold vastness of space, were now united in purpose and in friendship, a shining beacon of hope for all the worlds that looked to the stars for their future. And as the Indomitable and her fleet set course for home, the stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter, as if in recognition of the great deeds that had been done, and the even greater deeds that were yet to come. The aftermath of the great battle was a time of celebration and reflection for the allied forces of the Zorgan Empire and the United Earth Federation. On the surface of Zorgania Prime, the capital world of the Zorgan Empire, a great feast was held in honor of the heroes who had saved the galaxy from the alien threat. In the grand halls of the Imperial Palace, Commander Zorak and Captain Natalia Ivanova sat side by side at the head of the table, their faces alight with the joy of victory and the warmth of newfound friendship. Around them, the leaders and warriors of both civilizations mingled and laughed, their differences forgotten in the glow of shared triumph. As the feast went on, Zorak turned to Ivanova, his reptilian eyes shining with gratitude and respect. "Captain," he said, his voice a low rumble of emotion. "I must thank you, and all of your people, for what you have done. Without your help, the Zorgan Empire would surely have fallen, and the galaxy would have been lost." Ivanova smiled, her own eyes sparkling with the same warmth. "We did it together, Commander," she replied, her voice soft but filled with conviction. "The United Earth Federation has always believed in the power of unity, of working together to face the challenges that threaten us all. And now, thanks to our alliance, the galaxy has a chance to live in peace and security." Zorak nodded, his scaled brow furrowing with a hint of curiosity. "But there is still so much we do not know about your people, Captain," he said, his voice tinged with a questioning note. "You have technology and knowledge that surpasses anything the Zorgan Empire has ever seen. How did you come by such wonders, and why have you kept them hidden for so long?" Ivanova's smile faded, replaced by a look of solemn reflection. "The story of humanity is a long and complicated one, Commander," she said, her voice heavy with the weight of history. For centuries, we were a divided and conflicted species, torn apart by war and strife. But in the end, we learned the hard way that our survival depended on our ability to come together, to put aside our differences and work towards a common goal. She paused, her eyes distant as if seeing into the depths of the past. Our technology, our knowledge, is the result of generations of hard work and sacrifice, she continued, her voice filled with quiet pride. We poured our resources into science and exploration, into unlocking the secrets of the universe and using them to build a better future for all. And we kept our discoveries hidden, not out of selfishness or fear, but out of a desire to protect others from the dangers we had faced. Zorak listened intently, his own mind filled with a newfound respect for the human race. He had always seen them as a mystery, a species of unknown potential and uncertain motives. But now, he saw them as kindred spirits, a people who had faced the same challenges and triumphed through the same virtues of unity and determination. "Your words are wise, Captain," he said, his voice filled with admiration. "The Zorgan Empire has much to learn from your example, and from the friendship we have forged in the heat of battle. Together, we can build a future of peace and prosperity for all the worlds of the galaxy." Ivanova smiled, her eyes shining with the same hope and determination. "I could not agree more, Commander," she replied, her voice ringing with the conviction of a leader. "The United Earth Federation stands ready to work with the Zorgan Empire, and with all the civilizations of the galaxy, to create a new era of cooperation and discovery. We have seen what we can achieve when we stand together, and now, nothing can stop us from reaching for the stars." As the feast continued into the night, Zorak and Ivanova spoke of many things, of the wonders of their respective civilizations and the challenges they had faced. They spoke of the future, of the great projects and enterprises they would undertake together, and of the legacy they would leave for the generations to come. And as the twin moons of Zorgania Prime rose over the Imperial Palace, bathing the scene in a soft, silver light, the two leaders knew that they had forged a bond that would endure through the ages. The Zorgan Empire and the United Earth Federation, once strangers in the cold vastness of space, were now united in friendship and purpose, a shining beacon of hope for all the worlds that looked to the stars for their future. In the years that followed, the alliance between the two great powers only grew stronger, as they worked together to explore the farthest reaches of the galaxy and unlock the secrets of the universe. They faced new challenges and new enemies, but always they stood together, their unity and their determination a bulwark against the darkness that threatened to engulf them. And though the galaxy was vast and filled with wonders and terrors beyond imagining, Zorak and Ivanova knew that they had found something even greater in each other, and in the bond that had brought their peoples together. They had found hope, and the courage to face the unknown with open hearts and minds. For in the end, it was not the might of their weapons or the power of their technology that had saved the galaxy from the alien threat. It was the strength of their spirit, and the unbreakable ties of friendship and trust that had bound them together in the face of darkness. And as the Zorgan Empire and the United Earth Federation looked to the future, they knew that they would face it together, united in the knowledge that they were stronger together than they could ever be apart. The stars were theirs to explore, and the universe was theirs to shape, as long as they held fast to the values that had brought them this far. And so, the story of the great alliance between the Zorgans and the humans became a legend, a tale of courage and friendship that would be told for generations to come. And though the galaxy would face many more challenges in the years ahead, it would always remember the day when two great civilizations came together to save the universe, and to light the way to a brighter future for all.